Welcome back to the Daily Taoist podcast with Will S. The Tao Te Ching was written 2,500 years ago by a man named Lao-Tzu. It is one of the oldest and wisest texts in existence. Its wisdom is as relevant now as it was back then, if not more so. It is vital that we learn to come back into balance with the natural world, to live in a more harmonious and selfless way, and the Tao Te Ching beautifully instructs us in bringing ourselves and our lives into alignment with the Tao, also known as the Way, and Ching means book. Today is verse 4 from the original Chinese translated. The Tao is empty but inexhaustible. It is like the eternal void, filled with infinite possibilities, infinitely deep. It is the source of all things. Within it, the sharp edges become smooth, the twisted knots loosen, and the sun is softened by a cloud. The dust settles into place. It is hidden, but always present. I do not know who gave birth to it. It is older than the concept of God. Lao-Tzu here endeavors to describe the indescribable, to provide some pointers to this mysterious essence that is the Tao. He tells us that the Tao is like an eternal void that is empty but inexhaustible, filled with potentiality, and that is the source of all things. Later, the verses of the Tao Te Ching elaborate on this, suggesting that the Tao is intangible and evasive, that it has always existed and yet is beyond both existing and non-existing, and that it might be regarded as the mother of the universe. When reading the Tao Te Ching, it is perhaps best not to read with one's analytical mind. In order to grasp the core of its teaching, it is necessary to go beyond our mind and our thoughts, which comprise only the surface level of our awareness. Beyond the perpetual stream of thoughts that pass through our minds is a place beyond all concepts, ideas, and beliefs, a place of pure knowing, the unconditional awareness that exists prior to the content of our consciousness. And it is only from here that true understanding to be gained. We always tend to be focused on the outer manifestations of life, things, objects, and outer appearances. If you were to ask to describe a room, you would probably tell me all about the objects and the furniture, as well as the color of the walls and carpet. In all likelihood, the very essence of the room would be ignored. This essence, the very thing that allows the room to be, its space, empty but inexhaustible, filled with infinite possibilities. This verse suggests the Tao is a field of potentiality existing beneath, within, and beyond all forms and objects, and which sustains and supports all phenomenal existence. Like air, it is invisible, yet ever present, and without it, there would be no life. Again, it is older than the concept of God, Lao-Tzu tells us, suggesting that any attempt to conceptualize it is futile. It is beyond understanding. It simply is. Now, this is something that you're going to take a bit of time to wrap your head around, because it took me close to 5 years to wrap my head around this concept. What Lao-Tzu, I believe, is alluding to is that, again, we're living in the world of 10,000 things. And just to name something doesn't mean that it exists. All things exist, but all things came from a single source of being at one point in time. Some would call that the Big Bang Theory. Even Catholic religions have accepted the Big Bang Theory of the universe. Ultimately, it's a higher level. It's a higher level of consciousness and being. And realistically, I think we'd have to be fourth dimensional in order to fully comprehend what the Tao really is. However, we're not there yet in our level of technology, spirituality, and general cognitive and physical understanding of the world. It's something that we're going to be working towards if we ever want to get to a tier 1 or tier 2 society. I'll be going into that in detail on a different podcast. It's a lovely day. It's Sunday. Count your blessings. Enjoy your Sunday. It's Better Bill Bay. Remember to take thanks. And if you're cruising the internet and you're looking for some additional inspiration, please check me out at thedailytaoist.com. Buy me a coffee. Would really appreciate it. I get up pretty early, usually 4:20 in the morning nowadays. And check us out at The Daily Taoist on Twitter. I'm not sure if I'm going to have an Instagram yet, but we're definitely out there on the Twitter sphere. We're only following one person right now. Check it out and you'll find out who it is. Wherever you are in the world, have a great and prosperous day. And from all of us here at the Daily Taoist, namaste.